itch in my veins. Carbon fiber blood stain. Telemetry screaming, I'm not just a driver, I'm a weapon. Grip the wheel like a vice. Every apex sacrifice. Brake late, dive deep. I see your fear, it's mine to keep. Burn it down, build the crown. This league don't play, we tear it out. Throttle pulse, no remorse. We race to break the course.
The day we've all been waiting for is finally here. It's race day. The Brazilian Grand Prix has hosted some of the most important races in Formula One history. And I've got a feeling today will be no different. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here in Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the two DRS zones will be key to any overtaking prospects today.
Oh, people are complaining about sounds. I think I fixed it. I don't know. I'm not too sure if OBS did an update or something last night. I don't know. I haven't really
Uh,
been on the computer, but we may have just been talking, for the last half hour or
just
so.
just just vibes.
Yep,
Just me and
just
you with
just
the good
just
vibes.
just vibing. And now Jerbot's saying he
Jerry's
can
saying we
hear.
can hear us.
That's fantastic. So we did a hot lap. We talked about who we thought was going to be like the tops.
You
At the end
know,
of the day, Sprinter giggles. He's backing up a win at Monza. We're just going to kind of recap the last 10 minutes of commentary because they got
the
nothing.
long story
Um,
short, Callie looks quick. It's be interesting to see what happens. He disappeared from track. He's back in the pits with Matif's on a lap. Hughes is on provisional pole. Thanks for bloody coming.
yep, that's it. Let's hop on board with Whiff. Now he's one, in my opinion, to really watch. He's only signed up as a reserve driver, but he's been here both weeks so far. So you know, would be good to get him in a full time seat, I reckon.
Absolutely, and he's shown he has got a little bit of pace about him too. So if he puts down another promising race here, he may just say, you know what, I've done two. There's only four to go. Why not chuck my name in for that full-time seat and see what he can make happen throughout the rest of the season?
That's it, and that's one thing that's really interesting about this season so far is, it's a bit of a test the waters season. We only did 6 races, which will take us up till about what is it, a fortnight before Christmas or so, just to kind of see how things are going to go, or is it the beginning of December? I can't remember.
I think
Um,
you got it out right.
yeah, and we just wanted to see how everything was going to go, but Whiff looks like he's setting a decent time. I wouldn't say it's gonna burn the track down. I think he may have bailed on his lap. He's got so much battery to use here.
Yeah, with the 109 on his last lap.
Oh,
Oh, here we go. He's just made a little error. So I would say he'd be starting again now if he's got the fuel for it, which he should do around Brazil. But maybe he hasn't. Maybe he did do the double out lap. So for those of you who aren't entirely sure and are a bit confused, Sprinter Gig was picking a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with his teammate.
the
What's
kicks.
going on there?
You know what? If I have to blame that on anyone, I'm blaming that one on Patrick Starr. So Patrick Starr is Mazza, the finger god, mozzarella fingers. Um, I'm gonna blame Mazza because he's got a new name this week. That's the only reason.
Yep, I
That's
think it's fair play.
that's his
Play on.
fault. Yeah.
If you change names, you get no sort of leniency or leeway from me. So no, I'm all for that.
As somebody that also runs racing league tools, name changes can die in a fire.
Oh, absolutely. If you change your names, you're personally attacking me. I take it as a personal attack, and you're trying to ruin my afternoon.
Absolutely not wrong there. But where are we going to see Mozzarella Fingers finish today? He's not. I'm just going to say it how I see it. He doesn't really have good qualifying pace, but he has really good race pace. He is one of those race pace guys.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to say he doesn't have good banker pace because he always seems to throw something together at the end of quality. I don't know how he does it, but he always puts something mediocrely okay towards the end of qualifying. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 6 by the end of qualifying with some sort of magical finger-esque masterpiece. But like you said, his race pace is good, and the only issue he has is because he's on control. The tyre wear can be a bit tricky, but he's slowly getting it. For a guy who doesn't run assists on the controller, he does a bloody good job. So hats off to him, and I'd back him in for a top 5 tonight.
It hurts my brain that he runs no assists on controller.
Absolutely.
We got Sprinter Giggles. He's throwing a bit of teary eyes in the chat, saying he got a 5-place grid penalty for spinning. Yeah, unlucky. Sucks. EA Sports, one day they'll get it right. We'll probably be long gone by the time they do. And this game will be developed by somebody else.
Absolutely. Well, there's already rumours that they may not be developing the next game. So who bloody knows at this point? But, I'm a big advocate of just add an onboarding stewarding ability. iRacing's got it. All you got to do is let the comms or spectators or, whatever you can do, just let them do the pens manually. And then we avoid all these silly pens. As Bread has a little bit of a moment going through turn 7, I believe that is. Turn 8, I'll stand corrected. He did put down a nice time of a 108.3 to get himself into P4. So I do wonder if he's going a double push here or if it's a very quick in-lap.
Yeah, not too sure what the Breadman's doing. Sprinter, no, you cannot get an in-game penalty removed. We have no authority over that one. I'm sorry, brother. So this is it happened. You just got to deal with it, mate. Oh, and it looks like there's a Red Bull. Trying to find the Red Bull. It looked like Chi Dung may have had a moment going into turn one. Not too sure what happened.
Mate, I
But
will comment on it. I was just putting a cheeky little poll up. Hopefully that works to see will we crack a 107.5 here in qualifying.
well,
So
yeah, Hughesy's already set a 107.9, so I think that's definitely a reasonable prediction to throw into chat. So chat, get involved. Let us know what's happening. Get on Tyrone. No. Nope.
get on me.
Nope. 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 When you realize what you're saying halfway through it.
You know what? I was getting excited. I thought I was going to have offers coming out. Getting messages left, right, and centre. I was getting excited, but you've taken that opportunity away from me, Thunder. Sparkle Nuts has taken it away from me. No opportunity. It is what it is. I've lost it all.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're just on board with Chi Dung here. It looks like he's setting the lap. Well, he's on his out lap at the minute. Don't know if he's going to do that double out lap that seems to be a goer here in Brazil to try and get that fuel burnt down. And let's see what happens.
That extra lap of fuel can be, the difference between, a P1 and a P5 potentially. So, but here he goes. Chi Dung has a lot of pace on his days. I'm just going to see what he can put down coming into turn one into the center S. A very tricky complex. Takes a lot of curb there. Would have to wait for the car to settle down a bit. Can be tricky on exit, and he does run it a bit wide. That curb can spit you wide, and it's done him there. But hopefully, with a bit of luck, maybe he didn't do the double out lap and has enough fuel for one more run of it. But it looks like he may just finish the lap anyway. So, yeah, unfortunate for Chi Dung because he does have pace on his day.
He does. He's another one of those guys. He's got increasing pace throughout the race as it goes on. It is interesting to see how he handles that car. But Sprinter Giggles, he's just gone fastest in Sector 2. Looks like he's getting a tow from Mazza. Is there going to be another collision? No, Mazza ducks into the pits. Sprinter 107.908. So there it is. But he's going to be starting P6. Even if he gets pole. Yeah, go.
I was just going to say, you have to say, hats off to Mozzarella there. Without that little toe, he doesn't get P1 there. That's a 10th difference. So, yes, he's starting P6, but, every position matters when you get that 5 grid penalty, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. Now, it looks like there is a return battle on track, and I need to talk about it, only because I know these people. But Fish Lips is right in front of Prancer at the moment by 3 thousandths of a second. Now, these two are Banter Kings, and last week in Monza, Ranieri ran away with it. Fish Lips had no hope of seeing the tail light of that Aston Martin. But looks like the Aston Martin's in the rear view of the Alpine at the minute, and the banter in Discord is going to be pretty good.
I cannot wait. I really hope these boys start next to each other because, it's just going to be fireworks and beauty. I'm really, really excited. And Fish Lips, let's not forget, he said he was going to be slow tonight. He was saying P20 is all his. So Mr. P20 finds himself in P3 with a 108.2 with, I'd say, 1 lap to go or 1 push to go. So all this to play for here for the Fish.
Well, I think they're gonna let the time go until about, I'd say 240. I'd say 240 to keep it safe, and then just go through 2 quick out laps, maybe 245. So we're gonna see the track just die down. Everybody's in the pits right now. We've got Alex Kerrigut asking if he can get an invite to the Discord server. So if we can throw one to him, and he can take a look and see what the league's all about, see if he can join and participate. We are an Australian-based league, or OCE, so just bear in mind with that. And we got Mozzarella Fingers talking in the chat, by the way. Sprinter didn't stop where he was.
I did see that.
Yeah. So he gave himself a 5-place grid penalty. There it is. The Kit Garage is battling against each other, and they're already talking trash in the chat against each other. Don't you just love seeing teammates get along?
Oh, I absolutely love it. And would you believe it if I told you that my F1 game crashed when I tabbed out? Would you believe that?
Just nothing surprises me anymore at the moment, you know.
Oh goodness me. This game loves people. That's all I can say.
It certainly does.
It's
Uh,
all right.
y-
I can watch from the stream while it loads back up.
Alex, we can definitely throw you an invite to the Discord. We can take a look. It very much depends on connection and stability, so we'd have to see how that goes, and then we go from there. Get you involved in a couple of the practice races, which we run on Monday, and see how we go. That's pretty much how we run it. I will chuck you an invite, Tyrone. Let me know when you're ready.
Thank you very much, good sir. I will let you know as soon as I know. So,
No
with this
worries.
game, it could be 30 seconds. It could be half an hour. It
Yeah,
just depends how the servers are feeling.
absolutely not wrong. Let me just go ahead and grab a invite to the Discord link.
I did put one in the chat. Hopefully, it didn't get picked up as I am on the correct account. So hopefully that link does come through and work for him.
Yeah, it should. I don't know. I'll chuck one just
Twitch
to be
can,
on the safe side.
Twitch can be a bit funny when it comes to the old links in chat. So
I always whisper them like sweet nothings.
yep, whisper in your ear, "Oh baby girl, won't you come over here?"
Oh, you dirty, dirty dog. All right, here
I
we
got to
go.
practice
So
at
we're
some
starting
point.
to see a whole bunch of cars come out. And this is where it's going to get a bit dicey and spicy for the last quali run here in Brazil. So we're seeing outlaps for days. Don't really know who's going to be starting their laps next because you can do the double outlap here. So it looks like Cali F1. Now he's one that, was he telling Porky's in the chat? Trying to get everybody G'd up. I don't know, but it looks like he's well off his personal best pace at the minute. He's only
I
set
have a
down to
theory.
108. Yeah, here we
I have a
go.
theory about Cal. I reckon he said a 105.8 and the game said that's too quick, so it teleported him back to the pits. That's what happened. I figured it out.
What's this?
When he got teleported back to the pits earlier in quali, he said a 105.8 and the game said that's too quick, mate. You can't do that. So it sent him back to pit lane and said, you
That's
can't
it.
do it. Sorry, mate.
That definitely could be it. So 117 to go. We got a slurry of cars, a train, if you will. It looks like a few of the cars are just too close together, but everybody's starting their laps. We got Ranieri in the lead Aston, who is right behind. It looks like Husey. Yep. So Husey will be giving him a tow whether he wants to or not. But then we got Alpine, the Alpine of Panic, getting a tow from Ranieri. And then right behind him tonight, we got Jackal, who is also in the Aston Martin. And then you're followed by the two kicks. So interesting to see what's going to happen. Looks like Ranieri had a moment going through turn 4. Gets out of the way of Jackal, so good on him for that one. And yeah, Lucky, that is your Titans back marker on comms joining me tonight. So
Hey.
good to have Tyrone there. Hey, look, those
That's
are
fair.
his words,
That's fair.
mate.
That's
Those
fair.
are
It's
his
fair.
words.
It's fair. It's fair. Play on.
Yep. And I do have to commend you guys for throwing your hands up and saying, give me a shot. It's not everybody wants to go up against some of those names. I know I'd be a proper mincemeat. So Jackal looks like he's going to finalize his time at a 108.456. Sprinter Giggles just goes fastest with a 107.875. So here we go. Now the times are going to start pouring in. So Bread's come across at 108.1. Panic has invalidated his lap, so he's not going to be too happy about that. The McLaren of Junkyard Dogs at a 108.442. Panic's not going to be able to improve. Whiff has just come across the line with a 108.609. Interesting there from him. I would have expected him to go a bit quicker. Zonix got in. That's good to see. He was one of the guys that was having problems. 108.4. So it just looks like we got Trash Talking Fish Lips, who doesn't look like he's on a lap at all. He's taking his Nan to the shops. He's going to extend your broadcast time of this quali out. And the only other person that may be on a lap is Husey, but I highly doubt it. He's currently in none mode. So these guys are just taking Nan to the shops. So You want to go ahead and run us through the order? You're not in the lobby, are you, Tyrone? So,
I'm loading in as we speak.
all
As we
right,
speak.
sounds.
I can actually read the order from the stream preview, so it's okay. If my eyes deceive me, please
Go it.
correct me. But
Go it.
on provisional poll on the road, we've got Sprinter Giggles, as we know. He will drop down to P6 with that 5-place grid penalty, unfortunate for him. So Hughesy will inherit P1 there on track. Marzos takes in P2 in the McLaren. P3 will go to Patrick Starr, Mozzarella, Gary, SpongeBob, whoever you want to say his name may be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that Bread in what will be P4?
Yes.
F7 P5. Fish Slips in P6, followed by his little buddy, you little ripper. PS Bomber there, but following in behind that, Chidung, Panic, China, Cali, Zonix, Junkyard Doggy. Is that Jackal down there with, and then rounding out the pack will be the one and only GOAT of Spud Muffin.
Yeah, so that's going to be your starting grid here in Interlagos. It'll be interesting to see what the weather is. It does have
absolutely.
tendency to rain.
And when it rains,
it's gross, isn't it? So it'll be interesting to see what the setups the guys had, and that could be why we saw a bit of the slower quali times.
Potentially, it could be the reason. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see, especially turn one. That dive into the center S's on lap one is dicey. And as soon as, if you get stuck on the inside there, on the inside line, and someone goes round, there's just nowhere to duck off to. It's just, you're a sitting duck, unfortunately. So, we'll put the love out and hope for the best that all drivers get through cleanly, but it isn't an easy job.
No, it's certainly not. So 5 seconds to go here while we're looking at things. Sprinter Giggles with that 5-place grid penalty. It's going to see him down to P6, unfortunately for him. But here we go. We're loading in now, getting ready for the race. I'm assuming you're going to be ready for an invite. Tyrone
I hope so.
is left the session officially.
Oh,
So-
no. I'd actually just joined back into the session.
Oh.
I've just got to stop tapping out, obviously. This game just hates me.
Play windowed mode, mate. Well,
I'm going to have to. The first thing I'm going to change.
oh dear.
Yep.
And I can't even go to a new page. Just to let you know.
Nah,
So
don't stress. I'll get if Mozzarella Fingers is listening, he'll send me an invite. He did one last time, so.
all right. The joys of having 300 people on your friends list.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So it does look like it's a clear day here in Brazil. So going to be a good, clean race start for the start here at Interlagos. As we know, the P2 actually has the benefit heading into turn one here, in my opinion. What would you say about that, Tyrone?
it's one of those things. Look, turn one's just tricky. It's whoever's got the bigger kahunas is what I'll say. If you can put it in deep and make it stick, you will end up P1. But if you go too deep and go off the track, you're asking for a penalty. So it's a really fine line here for first and second, P1 and P2, just to play fair. You got to remember there's 35, 36 laps around here
That's
to
right.
go.
Here we go. 5 lights up.
They're
out, and away we go here in Interlagos. So Hughesy gets away cleanly. Marzi is looking to challenge him. We're just going to ride on board with Marzi as they go into turn one. He doesn't do the dive. Hughesy's able to get away, so we're just going to go ahead and head back up to the pack. So it looks like Sprinter Giggles has already made up 3 spots. He is currently in P3, Mozzarella P4. China has dropped a couple of spots, so let's just go ahead and throw that up on there, up on your screen. Sorry to cut you off there. But we'll throw the interval up. So doesn't look like things got too argy-bargy. There's a Ferrari going deep in the back. That is China. He just went sideways out of turn, I don't know, 6. And he definitely lost a few spots on that one. Unfortunate for the Ferrari driver right there. He'll be looking to make up time. Does look like he's paying a bit of homage to Brazil here. Wearing I guess you could say Brazil or Australia. Bit of a green and gold helmet for him. But really unfortunate for him. Yeah, we'll say it's Brazil.
We'll give it to him.
Senna. Zonix is another one who's had a really ripper start, gone up 4 spots, so good job on him. And we're already seeing the DRS train, and we're heading into lap 2. So sorry to cut you off there, Tyrone, but yeah, can be a dicey start either way you look at it. And just want to talk to Alex in the chat real quick. Titans are the Premier League of our league, if you will, so they're quicker than Tier 1.
Yes, no, the Titans on tomorrow night, if you do have nothing to do, just as a cheeky little plug, we'll be expecting to see times in the 106s, would be my guess, at least.
There were talks of quicker than that, too. So, interesting.
There was. But I'm wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, look, if they do that, like, I can't. I'm no good at Brazil. I hate Brazil. I like the track. I like watching it, but I'm terrible at driving it. So PS Bomber just gets the job done on Bread. Looks like Bread had a little bit of a moment, and Bomber was able to capitalize on that. And that looks like a single file racing at the minute, doesn't it?
Looks pretty clean off the first couple of laps, which is beautiful to see. But especially around Brazil, it is a very tricky track, and there's lots of opportunities where you just want to throw it up the inside, especially through Sector 2, those really slow corners where you've got to take that wide entry. They just want to throw it up the inside. Turn 10, the temptation to throw it into that cambered right-hander is just so high every single lap, especially if you've been tucked up behind for a couple of laps.
Yeah, it certainly is. I'm just bouncing back and forth between Bomber and Bread at the minute. These two are fighting it out. So Bread at the moment is the lead pack for the second pack, I guess you can call it. So he's leader for the second pack. And he's got no DRS. And him and Bomber are just trading spots left, right, and center, trying to catch up. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. They've just lost 3 tenths, and it looks like Prancer's just gone up the back end of that Mercedes. Fishlifts is trying to send it around Prancer. Gets the job done. Prancer's lost a bit of his wing. He's got damage. He's not going to be too happy about that because right behind him is Zonix, and Zonix is looking hungry and ready to eat.
Santa's little helper's going to be really upset there. Straight back to Santa's workshop. Time to get a new wing, mate.
That's exactly what he's done. He's ducked into the pits. He's not going to be too happy. He's going to be hoping on a safety car to help bring everybody back in. And who knows, maybe looking to go the distance, but he is already on the hard tires. So he's switched over to new hards, gone to double hard strat. Interesting choice.
I think it's probably the best play because the tire wear around here can be brutal. There's just so many high load corners, and if you're not running ABS, which I'm not entirely sure what Prancer's doing these days, but if you're not running ABS, it's lock-up city around here. It's a really tricky track with all the elevation change.
Yeah, it certainly can be. Junkyard Dog is looking pretty dicey on Chidung at the minute, trying to peek around that Red Bull, but it doesn't look like he's able to get the job done. He's throwing the battery in none, preserving a little bit, maybe saving it for that long DRS straight, but it does look like he'll be able to get the move done. But you got to be within about 3 to 4 tenths coming off that last uphill left-hander, don't you?
You do, and it's not the easiest corner to follow through that left-hander. It naturally wants to push you to the outside, especially if you touch that inside curb. So if you just get that little bit of understeer, as he looks like just from the preview there, he did manage to keep it in track limits. You can follow, but you've got to get it right, and it's not the easiest thing to do.
He does, and it also looked like Jackal was lining up, but Jackal pulled back. Does have a little bit of a sneaky look coming through turn 2. However, doesn't do a full send. Jackal is letting Chidung stay in his spot, and P11 letting him be. Then we're just going to hop back on board with Bread, who's right behind Bomber now. And this little pack, this is the second DRS train, if you will. F7 looks like he's struggling to keep up with the 2 kicks at the minute. So F7 may be a sitting duck, or Verb, however you might know him, in a couple of laps. But if F7 can keep up with that DRS from Patrick Starr on your screen, he should be all right and good to go.
For everyone who's watching at home, wants to play a cheeky little game with me while I try and figure out this bloody game. Will there be a safety car or VSC? Poll up in the chat. Chuck your thoughts in. Let us know. What are you thinking? If I was a betting man, tell you what, Brazil is one of those tracks where I always tend to think one's got to pop up, but the first couple of laps have been very clean, so who knows?
Oh, we see him, Bread, lose it. Bread just lost it. He clipped the grass thinking his car was a John Deere tractor, and he has sent it full wide. He's gone all the way down to P14. He's not going to be too happy about that, but that was 100% on bread right there. Unfortunate for him to see what happened, but that's one of those things. You got to know where your rear tires are. He obviously lost track of where they were at and ran out of track and just sent it well wide into turn one. So unfortunate for him. That's taken him a bit out of the race. And now the guys who run ORL, so this is one of our leagues that we've affiliated with, PS Bomber and Zonix right now, Team Mercedes. These two looked really strong at Monza, and I believe they came home P3, P4. And I don't know if they're going to be as strong here in Brazil, but you can't be great at every track, but these two just stick around each other like glue.
And they work well together is the other thing. When they're attacking in a pack, they're a bit like wolves. It's tough to defend. I saw a few times in Monza they were working really, really well and just boxing the car in and making the move stick and then helping each other out when you got one either side. Just keeping that car in the middle, really slow through those corners, really opening up those overtaking opportunities. So it's good to see a bit of teamwork in Season 1 here. Even when there's not necessarily team principles, there's still that team element, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I've just swapped over to Sprinter Giggles. He's looking pretty dicey against Husey. At one point on the first DRS straight, they were side by side. He wasn't able to get the job done going into turn 4, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to just get it done yet. They're going around lap traffic already, maybe? Or is that F7? No, that's F7. Pay attention, Thunder. It just really threw me off. F7 was so far off the line.
Yeah. But that's the exact move I'm talking about. It's one of those corners where you just want to come in really late on a normal lap. But when you've got a car behind you, you've got to sort of be in between the line and the defensive line just to sort of take that thought away from the car behind. Because if you do take that really wide line, it opens it up a lot. It's similar to in Kota. I'm trying to think what corner number it is, but it's the really late apex before the long right-hander in Sector 3, where you take that really wide line into it. Similar deal. If you throw it in there, you can make it stick more often than not.
We're going to call it turn 16 because I think that sounds about right. There's 20 turns at Circuit of the Americas, which we'll be racing at later this season. So it'll be interesting to see how those guys handle that because this is a different kettle of fish, this track, Interlagos.
Absolutely.
But Sprinter Giggles and Husey are fighting it out. He did get the move done, then Husey just returned service. This is a good battle pack. But what it's actually doing is allowing Marzi, Master Splinter, to get out front, and he's going to have that clean air. He's not dealing with the battles behind him. Can he get the W tonight? Are we going to get an excited Gru in the comms box with us?
I cannot wait. He's the last man I want to see out in front in clean air, because as soon as he gets some rhythm, he is not making a mistake. He is gone. He is one of the most consistent drivers I know, and once he finds his rhythm and finds his pace, you won't catch him because you're too busy battling those around you. He's gone. He's already locked. He's checked out.
Yeah, he's just pulling away. He's just picked up 2 tenths. We're seeing a battle. This second pack here with Sprinter Giggles, Husey, F7, and Patrick Starr. This is where the fights are at. F7's looking to get the job done on Husey. They're trying to leave that Haas driver behind. But Husey is not giving up without a fight. Now Mazza, or Patrick Starr, has just got the job done on Husey. Husey looks like he's fallen apart a bit right now. Unfortunate for him. But that is one thing that he's gone into this season knowing he needs to work on. And I will say this for the man that formerly known as Thunder Killer. He has worked on a lot in between 24 and 25 in the improvement. The improvement that he's shown on track has just been unparalleled. He's taken like a duck to water, that man.
Driver development has got to be one of the most satisfying things to see from drivers, especially here at RMPT, where we're really looking to push drivers to the best that they can be. And we want to see those guys improve. We want to see everyone have a bit of fun, but we want to see drivers get better. And when people do, oh God, it's beautiful. And you know this is beautiful, Thunder? The fact that your boy is back in the session.
I saw that you joined. I don't know who gave you an invite, but if somebody on track gave you an invite, legend. I don't know who
It was
that is.
actually an old invite from Mozza from the last time he
Oh,
tried to invite me.
well, look
and it
at
still
that.
worked.
You just keep them stacked up, mate, because it looks like Whiff is going to try and get the job done around Jackal here in turn 4. He gets it done very cleanly, nice and tight from the RB driver. Good job there. And again, Whiff
And
is
we're
just,
back.
I don't want to say Whiff is just a reserve driver, but Whiff is racing as a reserve driver at the minute. He just needs to throw his hand up for a full-time seat. I think he was a little bit nervous, but he's meshed right well, and he's doing pretty good. I just lost my words there. I don't really know what I was saying.
It's okay. We'll let you
These
off on
things
that one,
happen.
mate. On a normal day, I'd make a bit of fun here, but I'm feeling generous tonight, so I'll let you get away with it because, I've only just got back into the session, so who am I to talk about anything? But now that I'm back in here and I get a beautiful view of everything, it's still quite tight from first all the way down to 12th. There's only, 4 gaps that are greater than a second here.
Yeah, so we're seeing a few battle packs at the minute, and Marzi has lost a little bit of ground, but can he be on a tire saving mission at the minute?
Oh, Bread.
Oh
Just sorry,
no!
I will comment on that, but Bread picks up at 10 seconds, so it goes from bad to worse for the RB driver. After that little moment into the center S's with the rear tire in the grass, I'm struggling to get my words out now as well, mate. You've rubbed off on me, but yeah, now the 10 second as well. It just goes from bad to worse. Going back to your question before, a bit of a tire saving mission. Is that what your question was, sir?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's gonna. You reckon he'll go in on lap 11, or is he gonna try and extend a little bit on those mediums? How powerful is the undercut here in Brazil? I'm not too
I
sure.
will say now, the one stopper is the quickest strategy if you can keep those tires underneath you. And Marzi's in the perfect situation where he can. Clean air, everything stays cool, the engine stays cool, meaning you get better top speed. All right, if he just keeps those tires through a nice, comfortable stage, he'll get a one stop easy. I'd imagine we see him in around lap maybe 13, maybe 14. But in saying that, if he wants to stop a bit earlier, or if those behind stop a little bit earlier, they can still probably get to the end, but they're going to be feeling it.
Oh, they absolutely will be feeling it. I think he's going to go to 14. That gives him 22 laps to do on those hard tires. It seems like a nice even spread. But the battle on your screen right now is F7, Sprinter Giggles. Now, I'm not going to say F7 was doing a bit of the B word, but he's definitely not being a pushover for Sprinter Giggles to get by. There's no doubt about that. He's making Sprinter work for it, making him get stuck in that dirty air. And as we saw in Monza, if you get stuck in dirty air, that can send you penalties for days. And there's one thing that these drivers hate is how penalties will affect their RMPT rating card. That is one thing for certain.
You brought it up. I'm glad you brought it up because I was about to mention F7 and his RMPT rating card. He's been very happy with his rating card over the first few weeks. I think he finds himself as about an 86 potentially after the first couple of races. And I'd imagine now, with the hards coming on he'd be the preferred tyre by now. He's starting to make a bit of a charge, keeping it clean, looking to keep that car going the right direction. So for anyone who doesn't know or is not quite familiar, if you play FIFA or you play NBA 2K or any sort of sports title and you play the Ultimate Team version or whatever you might be, we have the same thing here where the data from every single race we do gets collected, put through a very fancy algorithm and spits out a beautiful rating card.
Yeah, and that's something that you've worked really hard to do. I mean, I did have a little bit of help with it, but I think these guys maybe think that I've done too much, that I'm not willing to take a tenth of the credit of what you've done. The programs, 2 full programs have been written. It's been a journey to get where we're at. I think
a journey is definitely one of the words you could use.
But it's absolutely one of the things that a lot of people, at first it was all a bit like, what is this? And now people are kind of really excited for it.
Absolutely. And the best part is they're only going to get better with more and more data. So if you look at your card and you're a little bit disappointed, don't panic. Numbers don't know you, all right? But they will know. As Sprinter dives into the pits, lap 12. So if he's doing the one stop, those hards are going to be feeling it at the end. They'll be fine, but they're going to be sore.
Yeah, well, this is actually the start of lap 14 for him. So he's done 13 laps on the mediums. But yeah, so he's got 23 laps to go on the hards. He's throwing the hards on. We got him on the screen at the minute. but it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out in comparison to Marzi. There's about a 2-second gap, which is now down to 1 second. F7 is on a tear. He has saved his battery from the looks, and he is just trying to reel Marzi in. Now, it's just about push, push, push at this point. And I also want to point out to chat, Callie looks like the screen went black, and he lost the car. He's saying, good luck, everyone. Really unfortunate to see another driver drop out. And then we got, I'm going to say what I call him. We got Twodu, Two-Door Gaming in the chat saying, whiffs on a charge, look out. So he's already gone into the pits. Now, the thing is, you're going to lose about 24 seconds on the pits. And I can see it right now. Whiff is effectively P3 at the minute.
I'm going to cut you off. Whiff has made a whiff. Unless it's his strategy, he's gone hards.
Oh, has he?
He has.
Oh,
so
no.
Unless he's intentionally going the two-stopper, which, don't get me wrong, can work. He needs a bit to go his way, though, with a safety car, etc., as F7 has taken the lead now, as expected. He needs a bit to go his way, but if it does go his way and he gets those mediums on at the right time, he could be on quite the charge.
He very well could be. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and throw on your gap to leader so we can see that gap, because the time to watch right now is between F7 and Sprinter Giggles. Right now, you're seeing about 19.3 seconds. So Sprinter is effective P1. Because the pit stop here is just over 20 seconds, isn't it?
Very, very strong. I'll be interested to see what his lap time is as he crosses the line in a minute. So the current fastest lap is Ranieri with a 1:10.9, which he set on about lap 4, I suppose it was, when he had to pit for that wing damage. I'd be expecting to see a very low 10 here, if not a high 9. He looks to be pushing the absolute life out of that car.
Well, F7's just set a 1:13 flat. So we're just going to hop over to Sprinter as he's finishing up Sector 3 here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, another 10-second penalty. Handing them out like hotcakes at McDonald's right now. That's really unfortunate. Sprinter Giggles, cooking it. Absolutely cooking it. A 1:10.7, fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far today. We're probably going to see that time drop as these cars drop a little bit of fuel. But, we got Zakis up in the chat. He's wanting Ranners to do well. Look, he's not had the best race. He's not happy. He's still going to be a sweaty Italian. But he's trying to make the best that he can with that Aston Martin tonight. He's stuck in P8. And he does need to do another pit because he's done the double hards as well, just as Whiff has.
Yeah, even if he had gone medium hards, there's no way those hards are getting to the end. They are going to be on rims by the time it got to the last lap.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Absolutely not wrong. The tire wear in this year's iteration of the game is questionable at best. I think it's a bit high.
I quite like it.
Okay.
I think it. I might be a bit of devil's advocate, but I like the high. I mean, I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to
let's just call
adjust and allow people to go two stoppers if they wanted to. So,
but let's just call a spade a spade. You're a better driver than me, so that's just it makes sense that you would like it because you can manage it. Meanwhile, I'm like, give me all the assists. Let me go full throttle all the time. Why am I so slow? You know what? I drive this thing like I'm driving a rally car or something. I don't know. I got nothing.
As long as you have a bit of fun, that's what we're here for. As Marzi's jumped into the pit, so let's see what the gap is to Sprinter at the end of it.
There we go, and Marzi's throwing on the hards.
He's come out in a lot of traffic.
Oh, he has, and he is like 6-7 seconds behind Sprinter at the moment. So that undercut.
You just made about 600 teenagers get really excited with that, mate. 6-7 is all the rage right now. Haven't you heard?
Oh, the meme I'm too old for this, boss. I've got no idea what it means.
But the pleasure of being a teacher, mate. I hear it all day.
Mate. I've got no idea. But yeah, so Marzi, I feel for him a little bit. He got undercut. Now he's stuck in traffic. And the worst part about it is for Marzi is all these guys' tires are already warm. He's got Chidong, Whiff, Zonix all in front of him. They're all on the hard tires. The tires are warm. And there goes Sprinter, 1:10.5.
He's moving. And let's get a quick round of applause for Patrick Starr, who's just taken those mediums 17 laps, and Spud Muffin, who's still out there on those mediums. That is a serious effort. That's a
Oh,
stint.
and the moment we say, let's give a round of applause for Patrick Starr, he spins it coming out of
No,
the
he
pits.
doesn't.
He
He
did.
doesn't, does he?
He did.
Oh,
He did. It
no.
was on stream. We saw you, Muzza. Sorry about that, brother. It's commentator curse. I'm putting this one on Tyrone, mate. That's
That's on me.
that's
My
on
hand is
him.
in the sky.
That's on him.
Oh,
All
goodness.
right.
But no, if I'm Marzi right now, you need to make moves and you need to make them very, very quickly because this pack's quickly catching up with Ranners, who's on 14 lap old hards and he's not moving around that track with any sort of pace anymore. They're going to get stuck up in a DRS train behind a very slow tractor of an Aston Martin at the moment. So, if he doesn't make moves very soon, Sprinter's going to say, see you later. I'm out of here. It was been fun while it lasted. So,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it
it's
looks
getting to
like
crunch time.
Sprinter is already doing that. So he's already 2/10 behind Jackal, looking like he's going to get the job done on the Aston Martin driver going into turn one, and he absolutely does. No worries at all. No fight from Jackal. He's on 18 lap old hards. Sprinter is on 5 lap old hards. So he definitely has the tire advantage there. But some of these back runners at the minute are really hoping for a safety car. Cheedong and Wifmatif are going at it, which is going to allow Marzi a little bit of catch up. But it doesn't look like it's going to end well for him. It looks like going those extra couple of laps on the mediums has cost him dearly, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, it does. So it's a shame, and it's a real shame because he had the race under a bit of control there for a bit. But it just goes to show Brazil bites hard. It bites really hard with strategy. There's a very strong undercut, and if you get stuck in traffic, it's not the easiest place to overtake. So, and you'll love to hear. Oh,
Yeah, are you watching that battle right now between Marzi and Whiff? Really clean going through those turns. And he just
driving.
put his car there, made it stick, and it also looks like Bomber's going to get the job done around Whiff. Don't know if Whiff is experiencing issues at the minute, but he just got passed going through section 2 twice, and that's really uncharacteristic for him. He is one of those drivers that you got to pay attention to because he will bring it home.
Absolutely, and I think it's just a matter of he got caught off guard by Marzi on the first move, which put him a bit out of position and just allowed Bomber to say, well, there's a gap there. Call me out in centre the way I'm going to throw it into that gap because I'm a racing driver.
That's it, and as we see Patrick Starr, he just said, hold my beer, and he just said a 1:10.2 for the fastest lap of the race, beating Sprinter Giggles by 0.2 of a second. So the kick drivers are really putting it down tonight, and they are battling for fastest lap. Now, not really sure where Patrick Starr is going to finish on the grid because we're seeing a slew of cars. We've still got Ranieri. He's got to come in, put a different set of tires on. F7 Verb 99, he still has to come into pit, but everybody else can go the distance.
It's going to be a very, very interesting 16 laps, I think. So I'd imagine we see Ranieri in the next probably 2 to 3 laps. Maybe slightly more, maybe 5. Chuck the mediums on and go to the end, as he does look like he just let through Mars there. I've just seen on the stream replay there. So, look, Marzi's now got a mission ahead. He's got a 4-second gap to Zonix. He's got to put the pedal down and chew that gap up as quick as possible.
He does, but is he going to be able to catch up to Zonix? Like, that is one thing that is the question mark. I don't think he'll be able to. There's 15 laps to go, and I'm not trying to discredit the McLaren driver at all. I'm just trying to say it is a tall ask. That's a tall ask.
It is a very tall ask, but 2-lap fresh and hards, maybe it's worth a 10th here and there. Couple mistakes from Zonix, especially if he gets onto the back of Hughes and they start fighting. It's not unheard of, but I think Sprinter Giggles is well and truly in control of this one. So a lot needs to go Marzi's way now, but it's F1 racing. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible, and that is something to go by. As we see Prancer Ranieri drop down 4 spots, go from P6 to P9. Maybe that's just 3, and I don't know how to count, but there it is. But PS Bomber looks like he's ready to race against Cheedong as they head into the final DRS straight on the front portion of the track here. He's going to get the job done, and then he's going to try and make his way up to Marzi, I reckon, and catch up eventually to Zonix, hopefully. That's what he's going to try and do.
And if I was a betting man once again, I would imagine that PS Bomber is going to make Marzi's life very, very hard to ensure that Zonix has no pressure from behind. So 1 lap different tyres there between PS Bomber and Mars. I can only imagine that they've got similar pace at this point in the race. Marzi just needs to put the head down, but he's not breaking the time in, is he? So
No, it looks like
I
he's
think
losing a bit of time.
Yeah, that late stop's really put a spanner in his works, which is unfortunate, really.
It certainly has, and it also should be noticed that Whiff in the RB, so the RBs have done a little bit of a separation. We got Whiff moving up, getting around Ranieri, and we got Bread moving down, getting passed up by Junkyard. So Junkyard has just done another move on the RB of Bread Mannequin, and F7 has finally called it a day on those tires. He's come into pit. He's looking to go 14 laps on these mediums. Where is he going to come out at?
He's going to be racy on those mediums.
He is, but that's a lot of time to make up. That's a lot of time. It looks like he's going to come out P5. Because with the pit exit here, like, it's not so much a disadvantage, but not an advantage. They come out with parity. He's going to enter this. He's going to be just behind Marzi from the looks. Hopefully, he's got the overtake on in the pit lane. Bumps the wall a little bit, does F7. Comes out ahead of that traffic. So, really good timing, and that's a really big thing for him to save tires. He's quote-unquote in clean air. He does have Marzi ahead of him by 1.4 seconds, but he is on fresh mediums. He needs to keep that battery in check, not burn those tires up, getting them up to temperature, bring them up nice and gradual, and then he'll be smooth sailing all the way from here to the end of the race and should get the job done on Marzi and claim P5.
We passed Marzi this lap. That's my commentator guarantee here. He's passed Marzi by the end of this lap.
And you know what that means. F7's going to bin it because Tyrone has opened his mouth and made a big call. And that's the way this game works. He has done the commentator curse. Now we got Giannino, if he was a betting man. Look, Tyrone has put some predictions in, and it's shown that he's not a betting man because he's not wagering them. He's got to add the wager to the predictions. He's not a betting man, that's clear. He is a teacher. He probably advocates against gambling. Not saying Twitch is gambling. They're just channel points. They don't mean anything. But you can tell he's not a betting man. And he should have been a betting man because F7 made it look so easy. But now he's...
Made it look easy. Why make it look a bit harder, we'll say. Very wide on that track.
He did. But Marzi did swing across to the inside once he realized F7 was on the outside going into turn 1. But F7, he's got 2 seconds to catch up to Husey. But he is just ready for mealtime, and he is ready to eat. We are going to see F7 on the podium, I reckon. He's going to bring that Ferrari home strong.
Let's go for another if I was a betting man, shall we? Let's make it a trifecta for the night. F7 is going to win this race. That is where I'm saying from here. I know, it's a big call, but I'm willing to take it. F7 wins this race. He's on the he's taken a second already out of Husey. He's taking Husey out of this race this lap. He passes Husey, he then gets straight past Zonix, and then he's got 6 seconds to Sprinter, and he's got 11 laps to do it.
And
F7 wins this race.
And just quietly as well, if you didn't see the purple ticker across the top of the screen, he's just set a 109.6. He's taken the fastest lap of this race by 0.6 of a second. His pace right now is unmatched. He's already in the DRS of Husey. You are not wrong. He's just smashing it right now. He's looking for the first available time to get this overtake done, get into the rear view into the gearbox of Zonix, use him for a bit of slipstream.
Turn 10. Watch it.
Yep, there it is. Like just textbook driving and passing from F7 at the minute. He's going to be so excited.
Oh, this is reminiscent of Max Verstappen when he came from, what was it, P16?
Oh, here we go.
Something ridiculous it was.
And P3.
Just cruised through the back.
Oh, no, he got P2 or whatever. Didn't he? Or did he win that race?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
He might have won the race.
I think he won the race. There it is. So here we go. We got 10 laps to go. F7's on an absolute tear. He's got 6.5 seconds to catch up to Sprinter Giggle. 6.4 by the time I finish saying it.
Oh, Husey picks up a 3.
And Husey picks up a 3, so that's going to see him drop down to 6th at the minute, 5th at the minute. But F7, clear air in front of him, fresh medium tires, down to 6.1. he just might do it, and he could
I
bring a little bit of the battle with him. If Zonix,
absolutely.
Husey, and Patrick Starr, Zonix and Husey, Patrick Starr is a little bit off pace at the minute, but if Zonix and Husey can stay up on the Gearbox F7, he will just say, "Come along, everybody, we're going for a ride."
Absolutely. And you know what? Who else is quietly making some moves? He's a man who was once leading this race, Marzi. He's on the back of Patrick Starr now. So I wonder if Patrick Starr's making a few little mistakes or if Marzi's just picked up that pace because he's dropped PS Bomber. PS Bomber's nowhere to be seen anymore. So it's all. Oh, no.
Yeah, you saw that. So I think that was the AI car of Cali.
Oh,
I think that was the AI car of Cali F1. Really
I'm
unfortunate.
cursing everyone.
I think that's done a bit of damage to the front end of that McLaren, and it certainly has. It's taken off that front right wing end plate. So really
Oh,
unfortunate to see there. AI, one day they'll get it right.
no,
God damn EA,
absolutely.
way to ruin
And
it.
I'm
But
yeah, that just sucks.
yeah, one lap down, and he's a second closer. He is a second closer. We're back on board with F7. This is the guy to watch. He's a rocket ship at the minute. There's not too many battles to be watching. As you can see here, the interval, everybody's out of DRS from everybody else except Chi-Dung has it on Whiff, and Patrick Starr has it on Husey at the moment. But F7 is the man. He is 4.3 seconds behind. Now,
That time. Look at it.
I found out a little something about F7, and this makes me just want to not turn my wheel on again. Are you ready for this?
No,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's not allowed to play the game unless it's the weekend or this race night.
Oh no. And he's got this sort of pace.
And he's got this. How bad do you? I feel terrible.
I
Like,
mean, he's oh, that's insane.
Yep.
That's
He's
some
just so
talent.
fast.
That's some,
Kids, man, kids. That's all I
Yep,
gotta
yep,
say.
yeah.
Like, you've got that talent, you've got that skill. The quick reactions, like mine, are long gone. Mine left me in the
Yep.
90s, and you weren't even born yet. F7 is what it is. But here we are. So he's now 3.7 seconds off of Sprinter Giggles. 8 laps to go. He is smoking it. If he can keep these tires in check, keep his battery in check, he will be on the back of Sprinter Giggles. And I'm going to say it, by lap 31.
I like it. I like it. Here we go. If I was a betting man, he says, lap 31. I love it. But the biggest question now, will his tyres stay with him? Sprinter Giggles on the hards, lap 14 on those hards, they wouldn't be feeling all that great, I would imagine. They'd be okay, but they wouldn't be feeling as good as they once were, we'll say. But those mediums, they'll feel good for at least another 3 minimum. And if they can keep doing the pace they're doing now, lap 31, it's on. This pace he's showing is just electric.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make mincemeat out of this chat, right? It says, in the chat we got Brandon's. This Rob on Sprinter is horrific. Children, be aware, someone is flying. And, he's missing some punctuation there, but that's how I read it. Get with some commas. But yeah, you're not wrong. Sprinter does look like he's going to be robbed of this P1. And I'm going to say it rightly so. F7's on an absolute tear. He's had a cracker of a race, and he's just having a great race. He's down 2.7, 2.6. It is dropping. It is just dropping. Anytime you mention a number, it's down another tenth. 2.4. Like, he is just cooking right now. I bet you if we ride on board with Sprinter Giggles, he can see him in the distance, and he knows. He sees Sprinter Giggles off in the distance. F7 is ready.
If
2.5 seconds behind
right now, I am a nervous man. I'm shaking in that cockpit. I'm thinking, I'm about to have a very, very quick Ferrari on my heels, and that's not a good feeling, especially with the tyre difference he's going to have. And I've just read the chat myself. Joninho, I'm saying definitely. You're saying don't put the channel points on? Well, when I'm right, mate, just let me know. We'll chat then, shall we?
All right, so we got a couple of battles going on. So we got Zonix getting the job done on Patrick Starr, but Patrick Starr returning service on Zonix as they head into the double right-handed turn or triple right-handed turn, whichever way you want to look at it. And then it also looks like Marzi and PS Bomber are having a little bit of a go at each other, trading blows again. So they're jockeying between third and fourth for Patrick Starr and Zonix, and then sixth place for Marzi and PS Bomber. But Marzi has interestingly dropped back, so he may be looking at it like we've got the same age tires. I just need to maintain a little bit of a gap. Obviously, as a driver, you want to be closer. You know what I'm saying? But
yes,
he could be looking at it going, well, PS Bomber's got a penalty. And we're just going to go ahead and throw the penalty time up for people.
Yeah, if I'm Marzi, it's definitely just a situation of stick within the 10 seconds. I'm not going to be able to gain anything else with this wing damage now. It's a shame because he was on a bit of a charge. Maybe PS Bomber can drag him up to the back of Hughesy and they can jump both. That's probably best case scenario, but it's definitely just a case of salvaging what you can now for Marzi.
And that's it. And PS Bomber is kind of going to be playing a little bit of rear gunner for Zonix right now. So those two boys from ORL that are in the Mercedes, Bomber's not just going to let him go by. Because he knows if he lets Marzi go by, he's got to catch up to Hughesy. Now, there's only 5 laps to go. They are 4 seconds behind Hughesy. But
F7.
There it is. F7's in DRS. Lap 31. I called it. Here we go. He's going to open that flap coming down that back straight. DRS is open. They are heading toward the start-finish line. 5 laps to go. He is 8 tenths. Those mediums are cooking. He's in the kitchen, chefing it up. F7 is where it's at on track. This is the battle we need to watch. We're going to stick with this one because he's earned this. He has fought back. He had a pit, and he has just jumped back. Look at that gearbox of that kick Sauber right now. Spud Muffin with a penalty. Ranieri with the penalty. They're coming in like flies right now. We're going to see the awareness on those cars drop off. But F7 is 2 tenths behind Sprinter Giggles right now. He is just waiting. He's eyeing him up, trying to figure out when the best spot to overtake that kit car is. Wouldn't you say, Tyrone?
Absolutely. And you know what? If I'm in his boat now, I'm sitting it in none for the next. I'll stick behind one more lap and just get that battery right charged up. So when I do make that move, I can disappear. Drop a gear and disappear. Because the last thing you want to do is give Sprinter a sniff. Because the longer he stays in the DRS of F7 when the move is done, the harder it's going to get for F7. Because those mediums aren't going to be feeling the best come lap 35, 36. They go off pretty hard towards the end. And those hards will still feel dicey, but probably just as good. But he's going to have the DRS when he's behind. So it's going to be interesting. Will he make the move now or is he going to wait?
See, I'm a split minds right now. He's catching a bit of the dirty air. He's burning his battery up a little bit too much. I think he's getting a little bit too keen. You see him skate the curb a little bit and get that Ferrari a little bit sideways. He loses 2 tenths. He's back up to almost out of DRS, but he does manage to keep it. So good job on F7 there for maintaining control of that car. But he has cooked his battery. He's got to throw that thing into none and just follow Sprinter through the next sector 2, regain his battery. It's very easy to do here in Interlagos, and then get the move done. I'm saying if I'm Sprinter, I'm waiting until lap 34 to make a move. Regain that battery, get it up to 100, and that's where it's going to be. So they're both at parity right now at about 40% battery. These boys are trying to cook each other. Sprinter's definitely trying to give him some of that dirty air, ruin those medium tires, because that's all he can do at the minute to try and defend against the rocket ship that is that red Ferrari.
Absolutely, and here we go. Moving on to lap 34, it will be at the line. Battery's on. It's brave. It's very, very brave. Oh, what's he gonna? Oh, I'm just a touch behind because if you didn't notice, Thunder, I am watching on the stream again. The game did its thing again, but that's okay.
It kicked you out, so you're about 6 seconds behind if you're watching that stream. But he's 2 tenths behind, going down the second DRS straight after. Does have a little bit of a sneaky peek going into turn 4. Decides against the move. Going that double left-hander. Now here we go. We're going up through sector 2 at the minute. They are fighting like cats and dogs. That double right-hander is smooth like silk. Easy on the throttle. Easy on the brake for F7. He's keeping right on the gearbox of that kit car. But that Ferrari is looking dicey. He does need to get the move done really soon. He needs to gain this battery up Anytime he sees that flashing light on the back of that kick car, he needs to be in none. Anytime that light disappears, just leave it in medium and let the slipstream bring you up there. You're 3/10 on the main straight. DRS wing open. Is he going to make the move? He's trying to burn, and he doesn't really have the battery to play with. He's either got to make the move. He's diving down the inside. Here we go. Turn 1, side by side. Sprinter Giggles and F7. Turn 2 there, still side by side. F7 has to pull out. Sprinter Giggles remains the leader going into the secondary DRS, but F7 does have DRS, but he's got no battery. This is what I was talking about. He needs to be able to save that battery up and see if he can get the move done. These guys are just side by side. Little bit of wheel banging going on as they head up into Sector 2.
I'm worried.
Oh, F7 is forcing Sprinter to make moves that Sprinter was not ready to make, and he gets it done. It looks like it was about turn 10. F7, your leader of this race. 1.5 laps to go here in Interlagos. Lap 35 or 36. Sprinter Giggles is already 6/10 behind. F7 needs to burn that battery as he comes up to this uphill left-hander onto the straight and just send it and try and get that kick car in his rear view far away as possible. He's up to 8.5/10. But that DRS flap is going to open from the kick, and he will reel that into about half a second as they head into turn 1 on the last lap of the race. Here we go.
Charge that battery, son. You just need to keep him behind for one more straight on the final lap here. He's got the hard work done. All he's got to do is save.
He does, but he's leaving it in a hot lap. He's leaving it in a hot lap on the track at the minute. Oh, dearie me. Shift that thing down to none, brother. Bring home that P1. I'm gunning for you. You're the unsung hero of this race, and it needs to be shown. This last lap is for you, F7. Like, whoo. He's done so well. He's done so well.
Round 2 of season 1, but this is already an all-timer. This is already an all-timer performance from the Division 1 race from F7. He's only got about 5 corners to go to bring this one home for what is one of the greatest drives I think I've ever seen.
That's it. And we're going to sit on board on Sprinter Giggles for the last couple of turns of this track. If anything, it's to see if he can try and get the job done. He does not necessarily get the best turn coming out of that last left-hander. He's going uphill. F7's pulling away. F7 is going to take your win home here at Interlagos by 9/10 of a second. He's doing the winter weave down the straight line. Hopefully he doesn't bend it. Takes it by 7/10. Sprinter Giggles P2. Patrick Starr P3. Strong showing for kick. As we were talking about F7, Zonix brings it home in P4, and his teammate PS Bomber brings it home P5 on track. But with that 10-second penalty, we're going to see him drop down to about P9, P10. Marzi comes across P5. Chidong, here we go, P6, which we'll see, and then China right behind him. So PS Bomber maintains P7, doesn't drop down as far as we were thinking. But then we got Fishlips P9, Junkyard Doggy P10, Whiff Matif P11, Renieri P12, Husey P13, Jackal 14, Panic 15, Bread coming across the line in P16, Spud Muffin was P17, and Callie looks like he had the technical DNF, lost control of it, and had to basically quit the game. Unfortunate for him, because I know he was looking forward to Interlagos. So really great drive by F7, hitting the gritty as you can see on your screen, surrounded by kick haters at the minute. They look shocked, but let's just go over this right now. So your driver of the game is Zonix. Most overtakes is Zonix. Marzi is the cleanest driver. No surprise there. Know that man. He is clean on track. Fastest lap goes to Husey. Good job to him. He brought it down with a 109.4, I think, at the end. And then your race winner, of course, is F7.
Wow, what a race. And I just quickly on Husey, I didn't see what happened to him because he was up there at the top of the battle. So I'd imagine there's been a bit of contact or a mistake there, unfortunately, for Husey. But what a race. That was, like I said, round 2 of season 1. That is already an all-timer. That performance from F7 is one of the best drives I've seen in a long, long time.
That was an absolutely ripper race. And if you can tag those guys and get them in the comms box so we can have a little bit of a chat with them, that would be great. So we're just going to go over. Don't worry, folks. We've got your race director. We got all your incidents. We got your pit stop strategies on screen. This is just stuff that I like to capture for everybody that may need it if they want to argue a penalty. So feel free to use the stream if you need to. It is what it is. I know sometimes we forget to get that race director, so I try and do my best to give it to everybody else. So if we can get those
We
guys
got
in the
one.
comms box, I know. I'm pretty sure I know who it is without even looking. He's probably excited as.
I know there's at least one very excited man, and another man should be excited. I know he's probably feeling a little bit disappointed, but end of the day, it's not a bad drive. All right, we're all here, are we?
Are we all here? Are we all
We're
here?
all here.
All right. So,
Yep.
all right. First up, we're gonna go over to the kick driver, mozzarella fingers, Patrick Starr, Gary, whatever you want to call yourself
SpongeBob.
today, SpongeBob. You know, it makes no
Next
difference
week
to
will be
me.
SpongeBob.
You change your names more times than you change your underwear, probably. But so you brought home P3 right behind Sprinter Giggles. Now you had a really good quali alongside him. Was that the result you were expecting tonight?
Tonight, no, I wasn't expecting to finish on the podium. I was expecting someone like Granieri to come through and take that away from me, but he had a bit of an oopsie. Apparently, saw him in the pits. Unlucky to him, but I am very happy. Sprinter and I in the kick Sauber 2 and 3. Congrats to F7 as well.
Yeah, no, man, you had a really great drive, and you know it should go without saying. You're one of the few drivers that still plays on controller, and you managed your tires absolutely great tonight. Did you have any that were in puncture range?
My mediums at the end of that was what bloody hell? It was I think 76%
Ooh,
on the
wee.
final. Yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, I'm very surprised. I kind of just stuck with everyone. I was running higher wings than everyone. I don't know about the other guys in here, but I was running 2110, so I was very high up compared to others. PS Bomber and Zonix definitely had higher wings, as it was like passing them standing still when I went past.
Yeah, they had a lot of corner speed, but yes, you had a great drive. I'll chuck you over to Tyrone for a couple of questions, and then we'll head over to Sprinter.
Mozzarella, Jesus fingers himself. What a race, mate! It's a great result for you. We were saying in the commentary during qualifying that quali pace is always a bit of a late bloomer for you. You never put down the banker, and you always seem to come through with something. And the quali was good. And then similar in the race, you always sort of nowhere around abouts, and then out of nowhere you pull out a P3, mate. So talk us through what you were thinking. I suppose for those last sort of 5 laps when a bit of chaos ensued. I saw you battling on track there with one of the Mercedes as well, a bit of argy-bargy, but all looked very nice on stream. Just talk us through those thoughts of the last couple of laps.
I was like, if you got, I was talking to F7. I was like, if you guys take each other out, that's a free win for me. I probably didn't want it, but yeah, Sprinter deserved it a lot more. He boxed on that 14 and made those tires go 22 laps. So yeah, shout out to him. I'm just lucky I picked up the scraps. Zonix gave me a good battle for a while, trying to get past him and his high wings. He kept getting DRS, but I saved the battery, saved enough, and just gapped him by it and pulled out a gap. But yeah, thanks for the comms as well, guys. I'll watch it back later.
It's always a pleasure, mate, and congrats again on a cheeky little podium for yourself there, mate. So I don't think it'll be the last time we see you on a podium here in Ramp. So congratulations, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, awesome,
All right.
awesome job by Mazza. And so we're gonna head on over to the other kick Sauber or stake driver, whichever you want to call it, the Green Machine team of Sprinter Giggles. Tyrone, why don't you take this one?
Oh, Sprinter, where do I start? You have driven a near perfect race. You can't fault anything. The strategy was well. You looked after your tyres. At the end of the day, you've been undone by one of the best drives I've seen on this game in a while. So I suppose talk me through how are you feeling right now? Because P2 is a great result nonetheless.
Yeah, obviously a bit frustrated. Should have started on pole, but EA's a pretty bad game. Barely tapped him. I couldn't stop the car, so it wasn't my fault. So, but I had a good start. I decided to go for an undercut because I know it's very good here. And then the second stint, just keep my tires alive. And then was not expecting F7 to be so quick on the medium. So that's a good run for him. So congrats to F7. Um, Obviously, yeah, still very frustrated with P2. Still a good result, but could have been P1. But like, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I feel for you. I really do. Because, like I said, you haven't put a foot wrong all race and you've ended up taking home a P2. But it does make it a P1 and a P2 from your first two races. So it should take a pretty commanding lead in the championship from the first two rounds. I suppose with four to go, how are we feeling for the next four races? I know only a short season, so not a lot of opportunity for mistakes. What goes into your preparations? Do you put a lot of prep into consistency or are you looking for that outright pace?
mainly just pace. Because like usually with pace comes consistency. Hopefully, depends on the track. And yeah, I was just hoping that I would have a lot of pace at this track. Every time I do a race at this track, I have like absolutely zero pace. So I'm surprised I actually did decently well. So P2 is still a good result for this track.
Absolutely, mate. P2 is a great result no matter what happens. And yeah, obviously the quali shenanigans wasn't helping. So great race, mate, starting from P6, recovering to P2, what could have been a P1, but we're outdone, or I should say undone by a brilliant drive. Mr. Balls, what have you got for our friend Mr. Sprinter?
So, Sprinter, you're obviously keeping an eye on time, and you're watching F7 uh, just chew that time down. What was going through your mind in trying to keep away from him?
I was just hoping they would hold him up for a few more laps. One more lap would have done it. So it's just unlucky that he got through the pack on his brand new tires. I reckon one more lap and I would have got the win.
Yeah, fair. And we saw him basically get a little bit tied up with the dirty air going into turn one. Don't know if you saw that because you were in the heat of things, but he got a little bit sideways and skated on the curb and managed to maintain DRS, and that saved him. Looking back at it, do you think you maybe could have positioned your car a little bit differently to give him dirty air going through some of the turns?
I was trying my hardest to give him dirty air, but he was still too rapid.
Yeah, no, that's fair, mate. But like you said, I know at the beginning of this race week for you, you weren't really looking forward to Brazil. You thought you didn't have pace, but you had a really great race. Really unfortunate what happened to you in quali, connecting with your teammate and getting a 5-place grid penalty. I'm sure you guys will sort that out in your garage chat. But I do want to say congratulations on P2. Still a solid result. And I do believe you're up there in the top spot right now in your division. Pending results and everything else. There may be some tickets come through. I don't really know. But yeah, I want to say congratulations on your season so far and awesome race, mate.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll head over to our race winner, F7, the man who was seemingly inevitable like Thanos. Uh, Lap by lap, we just saw him chew away at that lead that Sprinter Giggles had and just reel him in. F7, amazing comeback win, mate. You had some phenomenal pace. What's going through your mind right now?
I'm just stoked. I think at the start, I was a little bit worried. Everyone else was on mediums. I was on hards. I felt I was going to drop out of the DRS early. I had a couple laps where I wasn't in the DRS, but I mean, that first stint I was able to stay with them. So I just thought, if I can stay with them on these hards, I think I've got the pace. So that whole first stint after everyone else pit was just try and save the tires so I can go as long as possible, so I can just go all out on the mediums. And I went to like lap 23 or 22, which worked. And then that final stint was just go, 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 go. And I think I was listening to you guys on the commentary, kind of laughing every now and then, because I felt like nothing could stop me.
Well, like I said at the beginning of this interview, mate, you did seem inevitable on that track. Now, there were a couple of moments that I want to talk about. One was you and Marzi, when Sprinter came into pit, looked like you teamed up for a bit of DRS swap to try and get away. Is that what happened on track? Like, that's what it looked like from our standpoint, but is that what was going through your mind?
Um, Not really. At that time, I was kind of I didn't know what he was going to do, so my intention was to get past him and see what happened. If he stayed in and stayed in the DRS and was staying close, I think I might have tried it a bit, but I think I gapped him a bit fast, and then from then on it was just go, go, go.
Yeah, fair enough. And then my last question for you was, when you were coming out of the pits, there are two moments that almost happened. One, it looked like you collided with the wall when you were trying to burn it on cold tires coming out of the pits. Did you hit the wall?
Yeah, I got a bit
I thought I thought I thought
overtake happy.
I thought I saw it happen. I was like, "Oh, he might cook himself." But the other one is you got out ahead of Chi Dong and Co., which really enabled you to use those medium tires to the best of your advantage. And when you were able to get into that lead ahead of them, you know, you pretty much had clear sailing. What was going through your mind then?
Um, Obviously I came out of that pit. I had that little moment with the wall, but I thought I didn't lose any wing. I probably gained a little bit of time from not lifting through the corner. So it was just from then on, I got out in front of them, and it was just go, 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 and I was caught. I caught up to the guys in front within the lap, and then I got past them, and then I caught up to the next people, and then I was just hunting down the 6-second gap that eventually turned into the win.
That's it. Well, phenomenal drive from you, Thanos. I'll head you over to Tyrone. Tyrone, what have you got for F7?
First thing I just want to do is I don't know if you can hear the clapping in the background, mate, because that drive was sensational. That was one of the best drives I've seen in a long time, mate. So hats off to you, mate. That is a fantastic effort. I also want to say thank you for proving the commentator's curse is fake. Because I said on about lap 28 or 27 that F7 wins this race, and you've come through and proved me right after I may have given a little curse to two others. So, I mean, firstly, at what point when you came out on those meetings do you think, yep, this is mine? Was there a point where you said this is possible, or was it always sort of a bit of a pipe dream?
Uh, mm, I think when I got out in front of the others, and I think I closed the gap in front without even really thinking. I thought I've got a chance, and then I reeled everyone in, got past them, and then towards the final couple of laps, it looked like the gap between me and Sprinter was slowing down. It went from dropping about a second to lap to about a couple tenths, so I got a little bit worried, but I was just I kept putting in those consistently fast laps, and I was able to close the gap fast enough.
Absolutely, and those last couple of laps were tense because in the comms box we was saying he's got to charge his battery, he's got to burn his battery, he's got to charge, and it was this fine balance of when do you want to go and when do you want to charge. But at the end of the day, you got the job done in a nice spot there in Sector 2, which I thought might happen because you both were playing a very similar game with the batteries. But, mate, I just can't say anything but really well done, and that's an instant classic in my books for RMPT. So hats off to you, mate. Take a bow and enjoy this one.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Well, Tyrone, like you said, man, this was an amazing race from start to finish. We had our ups and downs. Quali was a wild ride. The last few laps of this race, F7 just showed sheer willpower and dominance to bring home P1 for that Ferrari. There's really not much more that can be said when you think.
That is one of the best races I think I've ever commentated on, and one of the best races I've ever watched, full stop. That is just blown my socks off, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for the next 4 rounds here in Division 1 because this is set up to be an absolute thriller of a championship.
Yeah, it should be really good. And the way this season wraps up, we got our reverse championship grid 100% at Spa. So that's going to be a fun one to go through. But yeah, Tyrone, from everybody here at RMPT and Tyrone, myself, thank you for watching the stream tonight. This has been Ramped F1 Division 1. Remember, mental health matters, physical health matters, you matter. If you need to, reach out. If you feel like you can't, just do it anyways. You'll be overwhelmed with the support you receive. Thank you very much, and have a good evening, everyone.